It is a pleasure to see you both again. I feel like I was just in Fukuoka, recently. My sleep schedule is finally back to normal, and I was feeling very tired today. And I was like, am I still sleepy from it? It's like, no, that was 2 weeks ago. I just forgot to have coffee this morning. So, but perfect. Like, I don't want to ramble this whole time. It was a pleasure to meet you both in Fukuoka, and I have been looking forward to having you on the channel and get to hear kind of your story and Chiral and how it started and where it's at. So I will stop talking and I'll pass the mic on to you guys. Please give me the intro and give me the story.
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. So let me start from my introduction, introducing myself. My name is Koji Umeda. I'm currently COO at Chiral. My background is actually mechanical engineering, and I have this study in Japan and also in the US too. And then we actually, Qin and I went to the same business school after graduation of a master degree in France, and we met in Paris at the business school, and then we studied together business administration things. And after that, I think each of us went to different career paths. Myself, I joined the industrial gas company, which is basically chemical company. In France, and then I went back to Japan, and then I joined another pharmaceutical company. So most of the time I actually spend as a business developer, not really mechanical engineer. But then I decided to, we encountered in Japan again after like 10 years of graduation from business school, and gradually I got interested in what Chiral does, and then quite recently, last November, I fully joined the Chiral as COO, and then now we are doing everything what we can do in terms of fundraising, in terms of business growth, and also getting talent to our team. Yeah, I think that's my introduction. I'm a Japanese, and I can pass over to Qin-san.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Grant, and thanks, Koji, for the introduction. So I think similarly, my background is electronic engineering. I have a master's degree for that. I got that from university in China, and after graduation, I did several jobs like a sales engineer and a project manager. 10 years ago, I decided to quit a job and start my first startups in China, and it was a very memorable experience. I learned a lot from that. And 5 years ago, I decided to try another one, and I saw Japan was and is also currently trying to promote the startup visa for foreigners. That's at that time I was thinking, oh, why not try something even crazy to start up create a new company in a foreign country without speaking the language there. So that's how I started this company, and I arrived in Japan 2021. At that time, I just sent a message to Koji that I arrived high without 10 years never meet each other for around 10 years. I'm here, and at that time it was during COVID, so we met each other in person 2022, and from that point Koji started to be involved in this project. We tried to try many things, how to make these things work, And finally, as Koji said, last year, he fully joined. And right now, we are trying to make step by step more things to build this company. Yeah, that's all from my side.
That's awesome, man. What a story of you're from China, he's from Japan. Y'all met each other in Paris, and then 10 years later reconnected, and now you're starting a company together in Japan. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Please tell me, we've kept the people waiting long enough. Please tell me, what does Chiral do? What is the problem that it's solving, and how are you solving it uniquely?
Sure. What Chiral does is to migrate the scientific application to our cloud platform. Why do we do that? Because we see the business opportunity in especially drug discovery, scientist area. Because today we know the cloud infrastructure is not that easy to be accessed by those scientists. So scientists typically start from trying to buying very high performance hardware, and then soon realize those hardware the technology advances so quickly. So many of organizations realize that the investment to that physical hardware is not really paid off unless they are not like cloud infrastructure company. So they are starting thinking about the usage of a cloud service system. But then they realize that those drug discovery scientists are not really specialized in cloud service system users. So then kind of IT large projects start to build up those cloud infrastructure for drug discovery area. And that's why we provide our solution, which basically we migrate those drug discovery applications, mostly simulation software, to our cloud platform. And so that the drug discovery scientists can immediately start their drug discovery research work, in the best case from day one, and without having a huge investment. And that's what we do.
Your platform, it's, correct me if I'm wrong, cloud-based, community grown research, where instead of, if I'm a medical company, then I don't have to pay huge amounts to buy my own hardware, my own software, my own stuff. Instead, I can pay you and use your research that you already have on there and speed up my development, because I don't have to buy all that and have it in-house. And using the cloud, we can speed up the analysis of these different drugs, correct?
Yes, exactly. Our vision is to provide a web-based computation infrastructure. So we see the similar cases around the different research area. And as the technologies becomes more and more available, like high performance computer resources are available for many of the area. And that's why we see a lot of new algorithms developed by different area of researchers, but they see lack of accessibility to high-end computer resources in order to do the more research and especially development work. And that's why we are making this cloud platform for different scientific area, but we started from drug discovery area so far.
This sounds like it could be used like a lot more useful for smaller drug discovery companies, correct? Versus maybe the big guys might have their own stuff and might be hesitant Have you seen that to be true, that it's easier to talk to the smaller guys?
Yeah, that's normally of course, we like to have a business with large pharma companies, but normally you're right. Those large companies already had infrastructure, so medium size or small, especially like bio startups. When they have a like wet labo type of approach, they sometimes would like to combine this simulation type of approach, but they don't have enough resource to start it. So that's why we can be a good partner with those bio startups, and then we can offer a full set of simulation environment, including application. Yes. So when we talk to a large pharma, they sometimes would like to have a different way of simulation, because they know they all use a kind of similar softwares, but sometimes they want to have kind of spice on their research work. So they want to try something new. And then in order to start quick trial, we can offer our system too.
I love it. This is a startup in that category in my head of very interesting. I wish I knew more about medical technology, but very useful. And it's really been cool over the last 2 years, as ChatGPT and all these different AI technologies have really sped up the progress. I think one of my favorite stories is there was an AI recently built. It was like cloud-based AI that found it was able to detect breast cancer cells faster and more accurate than human doctors. And I just thought that's so cool. Like, that is what AI and these cloud-based like community funded platforms should be more like this is what we hope AI is used for in the future. And I love what you guys are building here, and I think this is one of those where it's only going to be like better for humanity if y'all are successful. So talking about the future, where do you see this going? Like, are you raising a round right now? How much are you raising? What's the plan for the next few years?
So right now we are fundraising for our seed phase. We are roughly looking for our valuation is $3 million USD. So we are looking for something around 0.3 to 0.4 million USD as a fundraising. And by having that fund, we definitely accelerate our product development. And right now, we focus on non-coding interface for our product development. And this non-coding interface allows scientists to develop a workflow by using multiple on different types of applications. So it can be a user can start simulation by using application A, and then the output of application A can be used for next process, which can be done by application B, different application. So the user can develop complicated entire workflow on our cloud-based non-coding interface. And when it comes to AI technology in the future, definitely AI technology should be embedded into this interface, because we already see a lot of opportunity when they create a workflow which can be assisted by generative AI, so that some of the workflow can be generated by AI. And this for sure will accelerate such scientific discovery in the future. And then we are very, that's something we really want to do to contribute to the acceleration of scientific discovery. I think Jin-san, you can also add, especially about the vision part for the future.
Yeah. Because this vision part is always we are thinking about. So if you allow me to use something similar to explain what we are doing right now. So if we talk about gaming, let's say gaming, for me that actually it's like a gamer play a game, similar to scientists to play some scientific program. So if you think in that way, actually we are providing service to enable those gamers. They don't have a expensive hardware. For example, if you want to play game, you always need to buy a expensive GPU, then install the hardware, install operation system drivers. So we try to enable those gamers has no hardware, expensive hardware, but still can play game. But what is different is that this can enable a lot of things happen because more people are playing games. That means more scientists are using software. They can create more output. And also another important difference is that for the games, each game is individual game. But for scientific application, there are synergies to happen between these games. So the output of one game can be the input of the other game. So this is something can even create a huge, broad, creative space, I like to say. So that's something we are looking into, that maybe in the future we can enable more people to be involved into science, and we can also enable, provide more huge computation powers to even for large companies. They have infrastructure, but right now the scientific application can require. There's no limit for scientific application when we talk about computation power. So that's my thinking about the vision. Maybe it's a little bit too not relevant, but that's my way how to explain.
No, that's perfectly fine. I think things are changing so fast right now that honestly, anything beyond a 6-month plan is just wishful thinking. I think AI is changing so fast. I think it seems like every month. Who is it? Jensen Wang, the guy from NVIDIA. Like, it seems like every month he comes out with a whole new chip, and this one has 2 trillion transistors. Buddy, I don't even understand these numbers at this point. Things are changing so fast, and you never know, what's around the corner, or if, the ASMC building, they've been trying to build one in Arizona in the US for the last 3-4 years, and it's still not finished. So that could finish soon, hopefully. We just don't know. But anything beyond 6 months, I take it with a grain of salt. But it is always good to hear kind of where you want to take this in the future. And I think you are right with, who's it, Moore's Law. As transistors keep growing, per chip, and, as our knowledge on these things keeps growing, I think it's only going to scale how fast you can find these cures and these medications for these different drugs these medical companies are trying to find. So, wish you guys the best of luck on that. I would like to hear kind of more about the Japanese startup ecosystem. Unfortunately, I only got about a week there in Fukuoka, and I've spent some other time in Tokyo last summer with a few founders there. But even then, that's 2 weeks total. That's nothing. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on kind of, especially over the last few years, since moving, especially Qin-san from moving to Japan. How has the startup community grown over the last few years? What are some of the changes that you've seen? And where do you think it's going in the future?
For me, I think that definitely the whole country, the Japan, is trying to promote this startup, and they try to have more entrepreneur, national one or even foreigners. This is really, really a hot topic here right now. For example, right now, if we want to join pitch event or startup event, we can join almost every week. There's always so many events happening in Japan, and there are so many support for startups. Especially, I think our company was incorporated in Fukuoka. I think also Fukuoka city is the most active city in my mind to promote startup activities. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope everyone knows where Japan is located. Japan is Far East, and Fukuoka is almost west end of Japan. So lots of people from Asia too, when we are in Fukuoka, and we actually have a startup type of event organized by Fukuoka City to invite international entrepreneurs or international VCs to Fukuoka City. So while being in Fukuoka, we rarely see a synergy with those startup ecosystem or community around Asia too. That's something really we feel special in Fukuoka. As a Japanese, I see a lot or huge change from like 10 years ago about startup support by government and also by like ordinary, the difference of mindset of ordinary people too. So like 10 years ago, I was also trying to do something else, and it was a bit hard to find support. Maybe it was available only in Tokyo. For example, if I wanted to talk to VC, probably that's only possible in Tokyo. But now we can find a VC in almost major universities in Japan, and also lots of CVC across Japan. And then, of course, we can find local VC working with like local financial sectors too. So just talking about fundraising perspective, I think now a lot more opportunities in Japan. So I think, and then we have international entrepreneur from other countries like Qin-san. So that's I see a lot of fun.
I like it. It feels, just from the short time I was there, like there's a lot of momentum in Japan right now. And one thing that's recently changed, I think 2 months ago, they just changed their February. Now the international startup visa in Japan, it changed from 1 year to 2 years. So you only have to renew it every 2 years, which is great news. And when we were there with you guys in Fukuoka, I got to meet Johnson. He introduced me to Pablo, who it just made me laugh because Pablo is from Chile, lived in Australia. Now he lives in Fukuoka and is running his startup out of Fukuoka, Japan, because he said it's such a great place to be for startups in Japan. And it just made me laugh of like how international things are over there. And if somebody from Chile to Australia to Japan can end up there, I think there's a lot of potential and a lot of good things coming up very soon. So I'm excited to see it grow, and I'm excited to see what you guys do in the future. If you have, I'm going to put your website link in the description of this video so people can find out and like see what you're working on. If you have any videos on like YouTube or anything, of like demonstrating the product, please send them my way. I'll link them in the description below. But guys, pleasure to talk to you, Koji-san, Qin-san, a pleasure. And I hope you guys have a great day. I'm clocking out for the day, so we'll call it there. But thank you so much, guys. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. I'll talk to you.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
My pleasure too.
Thank you.
Great
We will
time.
send
Thank you.
all of the link. Yeah.